Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 2022 and another part of our Aston Martin Road to Glory career mode, and that is certainly what is happening at the moment. I'm Joe. If you're new around here, click the like button if you are enjoying the series, and of course don't forget to subscribe for daily F1 2022 F1 Manager 2022 content. Yeah, thank you for all of the support, as I always say every episode, but I really do mean it, and I want to make that clear to you guys, you know, when you start watching these videos. I really am appreciating all of your comments in the on every video, giving me tips, giving me criticism, but on the whole, very, very lovely comments, and you know, it's absolutely making me day, so thank you very much. But we did have an absolutely fantastic race last time out with Nico Hülkenberg. He finished 4th in Japan after a huge crash for Sebastian Vettel. But yeah, very, very happy with that, and you know, Sebastian Vettel will be very unhappy with that. But Hülkenberg, finally, you know, getting the look in a race. He's had excellent races throughout this season. I think we don't give him enough credit for that. And he finally converted it into some big points, and that means that he is now up to 12th in the Drivers' Championship, just 16 points behind Sebastian Vettel. And, you know, a couple of big results for Hülkenberg now, and he may well find himself getting straight into 11th of the championship. Now, what I do want to have a look at is see if morale does do anything. If morale is low, the staff member will be less likely. But what if their morale is high? Will it will it give them a better performance? I don't know. But yeah, we are 7th in the Constructors at the moment. We are 31 points ahead of Haas. I don't think there's any worry of losing that now. So yeah, really, really thrilled with 7th place. We could potentially get up to 6th, depending on how things go. But we will see. Today we've got the US Grand Prix, so we'll have a little look at that in a moment. The memorabilia room has been built, which will, of course, increase everybody's morale. Sebastian Vettel, after his big crash last time out, does have low morale and perhaps wouldn't accept a new contract anyway. I think we have decided that Vettel is going at the end of the season. As much as he's had incredible highs this season, he has had 3 race-ending crashes. He's probably had a lot more mistakes than Nico Hülkenberg has this season. So yeah, Sebastian Vettel will be going at the end of the year. And our top target will be to try and bring in Fernando, but if it's Pierre Gasly or somebody else of that ilk, then we'll certainly be happy with that as well. So Max Verstappen currently, I think, what was it, 81 points ahead of Charles Leclerc, so he's looking very, very likely to win it. He could actually win it this weekend if he had a good performance. Carlos Sainz is in 3rd on 274. Red Bull, you know, are the interesting ones in the Constructors. You know, they are only 46 points ahead of... they're 54 points ahead of Ferrari after 1-2 last time out. But it could all turn around. We don't know. We may well see some retirements. But let's immerse ourselves into the action. Let's see what we've got. So we've got a Lewis Hamilton scouting report come through. We've got a factory event apparently happening as well, and maybe a race day factory event, so I'm not entirely sure what all that is going to be. I suppose maybe we're just giving some sponsors a tour around the facilities, but yeah, let's have a little look at our Lewis Hamilton scouting report. I don't think he's going to be interested in joining. He's obviously got very high patience. He has a negative outlook towards our team, but look at some of those statistics. That is ridiculous. It still has an average growth potential as well. I don't know if that ever changes. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know. in terms of whether Hulkenberg's could change at some point, because his is low for some reason on growth potential. But yeah, so, some of those stats are ridiculous. But I just thought we'd get a full scouting report done for him to see if he would be an option in the future. Now, of course, Fernando Alonso is our top target. You know, other than that, we're looking at Gasly, Albon as a real backup, and I suppose Mick Schumacher in that bracket as well. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to bring in somebody like Ocon or Norris, but they've just got too big a buyout fee for me. I would much rather spend the money on salary at the end of the day. But yeah, here we go then. Let's push on and get ourselves into the next race. We have got some important emails. Oh, front wing. Yes, let's manufacture some new front wings. We will need another chassis because Vettel broke it. Vettel very much broke it at the last Grand Prix. Let's just have a look at what else we need. So 2 front wings, and I think that's it. Obviously, Vettel did use 3 front wings at the last Grand Prix, I believe. No, he used 2 and destroyed both of them. Unbelievable. But yeah, that should help us out. Perfect. So front wing has been manufactured. Hospitality area, poor condition. So let's get ourselves refurbishing that. That's fine. Anything else? Front wing manufactured. Weather center in poor condition. There's nothing we can actually do about that until time comes. So we're going to have worse weather forecasts, which is a shame. We're in for quite the race at the US Grand Prix. Red Bull are leading 54 in the constructors. Max Verstappen 81 ahead in the drivers. Okay. Performance targets. Reach Q2. Don't think we'll get through with both drivers. We'll do our finishing position of 15th, and we'll do a finish position streak as well for now and the end of the season. Some good rewards available there for us. We have got 30 million in the bank as it stands. Let's have a quick look at the circuit info. So again, we're looking at a 2-stop strategy, 2 mediums and a hard. Bigger tyre wear this race. Mediums definitely looking like the best of a bad bunch of tyres. So let's get into the US Grand Prix and see how we get on.
Welcome to the United States Grand Prix. We're in Austin, but there are no wild cowboys on the track this weekend, just some serious horsepower. It's sure to be a race to remember. The Circuit of the Americas has it all. Twists and turns, steep climbs, fast corners, and a power-hungry Sector 2. Quite a headache to balance, even if teams will be looking at maximising downforce overall. With the season nearly concluded, time is running out for the teams. Can anyone make a last-minute breakthrough? Can the leading drivers hold on? Only time will tell. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
Right then, we are here. Oh, look at Sunday, but that is with our weather forecast. That's got a 50-50 chance of being wrong. But I love that. Oh dear. It could be a really crazy race, so that should be something to look forward to. I'll go ahead and do practice, and I'll see you guys before qualifying. Well, here we are then at the end of FP3, and Sebastian Vettel P15, Nico Hulkenberg P18. We know not to read too much off that, but Hulkenberg a fair way off Vettel. But look at this. I mean, both Red Bulls are taking penalties. Bottas is taking a penalty. Sainz is, Hamilton is, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher. It's like what it was at the Belgian Grand Prix with how many penalties we've got and how many guys we're going to have at the back. But setup confidence-wise, they're doing fairly well, to be honest with you. I don't know if we can do any better with Sebastian Vettel. I don't know what his highest confidence was. 3. I mean, look at that. They are very, very close to being absolutely optimal. There's not much else you can do for that. You know, there's minimal you can sort of play around with. I mean, perhaps something like that might help. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see for qualifying. 3 new sets of soft tyres. Of course, we have got barely anything in the race tomorrow, according to our weather forecast. But wow, 4 optimals for Nico Hülkenberg. That is very, very strong indeed. I don't know what he has in terms of his performance bonus. Is it? Was that on reports? Was it 15 out of 15? So Hülkenberg full boost, Vettel 14 out of 15. Let's get ourselves into qualifying and manage qualifying 1. Here we go. Come on. Come on, boys.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Now, let's get Vettel out there first. And I think what worked quite nicely in Suzuka was giving them a little bit of distance between each other. So Hülkenberg will go out next, and he's just in front of Esteban Ocon. Now, will Vettel be able to get a clear lap in here? By the way, I've realised I've not changed the car parts. That is very annoying. I don't think there's anything I can do about that now. But never mind. That is the issue with doing the trick of engines and what have you. So that now means Vettel's got a dodgy gearbox or a dodgy engine in. That's not going to help him. But yeah. I wish it sort of reminded you before you start the session. That'd be a lot better. But now we're in Parc Fermé. There's no way we can change that. Hülkenberg's got a dodgy engine as well and a dodgy ERS system, so we're probably going to get a DNF in this race. Vettel goes through a 35.7. What's Hülkenberg managing at the moment? What was that for Vettel? So 25.5. Yeah, Hülkenberg struggling a little bit more, which isn't that surprising. I'm assuming, oh well, this McLaren is traffic because he didn't come out the same time as us, but should be starting his lap right now. Oh, this is right in the way. So Hülkenberg comes up to the line. Oh dear. 8/10 off the pace. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to restart the session or anything like that, so yeah, we're just gonna have to live by that. That's a real error of judgment. As I say, I don't think we can do that. I mean, it is saying we can replace, so perhaps at the end of Q1 we might be able to. I don't know. That's fine. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we'll want the new boots on, I think, for the second run. But yeah, I don't see either driver making it through to Q2. And there you go. Gutted about that.
Sounds like a spin.
Now, going to send Hülkenberg out. And Vettel not far behind him. We're actually going to be the first ones across the line. Let's see how we can do here. I mean, Hulkenberg's got to do better than that first lap. He was heavily impeded. But I'm just gutted about the engine because, you know, we should have done that. I can't believe I've not done it before now, and that is the risk. Anyway, let's be positive and hope it doesn't actually make as much difference as you might think. So Hulkenberg leading this group. And we'll see what sort of time he can put in here. Obviously, it looks like one of the Alpha Tauris has come out in front of Vettel as well, so he timed this pretty well, to be honest. So here we go. Nico Hulkenberg on his final flying lap of the session. I'll tell you what, McLaren have definitely improved recently. Daniel Ricciardo up in 7th, just a second behind Sergio Perez. Norris down in 19th currently as we fly through the S's with Nico. Like a nice Sector 1 here. And that is a decent Sector 1, green. That'll coming through as well. Hopefully he can go green as well. Let's see. Yeah. So green for both of them currently. So a 25.5 for Vettel, 25.7 for Nico Hulkenberg. You can hear the gearbox is a bit dodgy for Hulkenberg. What about Vettel? Let's hear. That's what it should sound like. And yeah, only yellow in the middle sector. I think Hulkenberg's car is letting him down here. This is very, very annoying. So Vettel green in the middle sector, 38.7. I mean 39.1 for Hulkenberg. His car's just too slow. His car is not working right. And this is not going to be enough to get through. He comes up to the line. It's a better lap, but only 18th for Hulkenberg. Here comes Vettel then, round the final corner. Is he going to be able to improve? Yes, he is. Decent time, moves him up to 12th. But now we have to watch and wait as other drivers are coming through. And we'll zoom it forward because Schumacher's going to be the first through. No, he's not. I'm struggling to see. Yeah, Vettel out in Q1. That is, I mean, that just shows the engine did make a big difference. So both drivers are out. How annoying.
Drivers are strapping themselves in, ready for race day.
Aston Martin were on target for qualifying. Now it's up to them to defy expectations for the race itself. Alfa Romeo managed to meet expectations during qualifying, and if they can keep this up, they'll have a good race ahead of them. A sunny day here with only a few clouds in the sky. If things stay this way, the weather shouldn't pose any challenges to the teams.
Well,
and
that's
it goes
funny.
without saying that a lot can happen over the course of 56 laps, so prepare yourselves for all the action at the United States Grand Prix.
So, I don't think we were allowed to change the strategy here, but change the engine. But let's have a little look. Oh, we can. Yes. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Right. Oof. which means we would have been able to do it between Q1 and Q2 had we managed to squeak Vettel through, but it kind of doesn't matter because of all of the grid penalties. We're probably ending up in a very similar position. We need to do the same for Hulkenberg and get his freshest engine in. Vettel's is a little damaged after his big smash up last time, but not anywhere near as bad as his Zandvoort crash. Let's have a little look at strategies. So we could go medium, medium, hard. But I'm kind of tempted to go medium, hard, medium. Just so we're on that slightly fresher rubber towards the end of the Grand Prix and perhaps attacking a little bit. Being a little bit more aggressive towards the end of the Grand Prix. If we drag that back a lap, maybe go standard in the middle. Yeah, I think tyre wear is going to just be a massive issue for everyone out there. Yeah, let's try something slightly different with Nico Hulkenberg. Edit his strategy. We'll go a little bit more aggressive to begin with, and then a smoother ride towards the end of the Grand Prix. And whose strategy is going to be quicker? Well, pretty much the same for both of them. So Vettel starting in P10 and Hulkenberg starting P12. Of course, we are going to move our drivers up to very aggressive at the start of this Grand Prix and see if we can take advantage of that. We might add a little bit of extra fuel to both cars. Maybe just a lap. I don't think go for too much more than that and wear your car down. So they're both starting on mediums. That looks good. Right, here we go then into the race. I'm very, very happy that we've sorted out the engines. Thank goodness.
The drivers there lined up on the grid under mostly sunny skies. And there's Sebastian Vettel. They're in the front half of the pack, so there's plenty of potential for them. There's the second Aston Martin. Slower than most yesterday, so today they'll be starting from the bottom half of the grid. Will their hard work pay off today? Here we go. It's the United States Grand Prix.
Here we go then, ready for the lights.
It's lights out.
Lights out, away we go. Now let's hop on board with Sebastian Vettel. Is he going to be able to make any inroads into turn one? Doesn't look like it, but Nico Hulkenberg might have. I think Hulkenberg has. He is past Albon. So Vettel now pushing hard on the McLarens ahead. We have got a very mixed up grid here. Most people starting on the medium tyres. Some people starting on the soft. So that is a very interesting strategy choice. They're probably going soft, medium, hards, you would imagine. Or soft, hard, medium. But here comes Sebastian Vettel, perhaps looking around the outside of Daniel Ricciardo. That's a decent move, is it? Yep, that's okay. So now, can Vettel make a move past Lando Norris? Straight away, having a little look. Perhaps going around the outside. Hulkenberg's got a little chance
like
as well.
Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
But no. No move there. And that is brilliant for Sebastian Vettel. Getting up into P9, making up that position. Hulkenberg up into P11 would be nice if he can get past the McLaren as well. We know we have got stronger race pace than the McLarens, even if our one lap pace leaves a little to be desired over them. This is going to be an interesting one here. We got Charles Leclerc leading, George Russell in second, Gasly third, Alonso fourth, Zhou Guanyu is up in fifth with Perez sixth, Ocon seventh, Norris is eighth, then followed by Vettel and Nico Hulkenberg chasing Daniel Ricciardo for P10 as it stands. Max Verstappen has made his way up to 14th, Lewis Hamilton up to 16th, and Carlos Sainz very much stuck down the grid in 19th as it stands. Vettel up to 8th. He's passed Lando Norris. We'll have a look at that on the replay when we get the opportunity here, because that must have been a crackerjack of a move through the S's. Let's have a little look.
Was the Aston Martin.
So yeah, there was side by side after turn 1, continued through the S's, and Vettel caught through very, very comfortably. And that's what we like to see. Good stuff from Sebastian Vettel, still going there side by side. But he did make it stick in the end.
The team are clearly delighted.
And the pit crew are delighted with that. I am delighted with that. Thank you very much. Well done. And now, can Vettel have a little look at Esteban Ocon? I thought he was going to try the old switcheroo there. Didn't go for it though. But he has got good pace out of the traction zone. And now is having a little look around the outside. So Sebastian Vettel moves up to 7th now. And Hulkenberg will move him to aggressive. We'll see if he can make it past Norris as well. Looks like he's done it.
Get back off.
And there you go. So Hulkenberg has made it past both McLarens there. I don't know if he did it in one straight, but very, very good. And Vettel now having a look again at Ocon, and he is through now. And let's shove that down to neutral to make sure that we've got some ERS deployment on this first DRS lap.
Enabled.
Well, again, a very, very strong start to this Grand Prix for us. We know there could be some rain coming later in the race. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. So perhaps we could change the strategy of... Oh, we can do that on the fly. That's rather nice. I didn't know you could do that. So Hulkenberg following Esteban Ocon currently. Vettel following Perez as it stands. Can he slip it into overtake here? Let's do the same for Hulkenberg. Vettel getting closer and closer to Sergio Perez with the DRS as well.
Overtake. Yeah.
This could be a very good chance to go down the inside of Sergio Perez, and he does exactly that. Perez still there. And they're still side by side, and I think Vettel will be squeezed out here, but he has gone inside line, and he does pass. Very, very good. Very brave from Sebastian Vettel. So just side by side like he was with Ocon before. Perez still keeping it in there. But Vettel isn't yielding. What iota here. This is brilliant from Sebastian Vettel. Oh, I thought finally he was going to be through there. Didn't happen though. And now we're just going to go neutral, but DRS looking pretty good. For Vettel, he goes down the inside once again of Sergio Perez, and he is through at this stage of the race, but Perez is still there somehow. This is just unbelievable from both drivers to keep that in there. That was very, very brave. Now then, what are we going to do here? We've got Vettel in behind Sergio Perez. Can he make this move? I am very tempted to perhaps look at putting in a wet weather strategy. Vettel is close enough to Perez to fend off Ocon. This has been a very good drive so far from both of our drivers. And now might be the time to zoom it forward a little bit. And stay in this DRS train. It's going to be a very long DRS train, mainly caused by Zhou Guan Yu. Now, can Nico Hulkenberg make the move
Use
on
overtake.
Ocon here?
Yep.
So I'm not sure Ocon's going to have DRS. This could be his chance. Ocon does have DRS, but Hulkenberg has got better DRS. He goes flying past Esteban Ocon.
You did a good job.
And that's Vettel slow there. And that is, unfortunately, allowed Ocon back past Nico.
There's still a lot to play for.
And Vettel, for some reason, has dropped well off the back of Fernando Alonso here.
Alpine just
I'd
advanced.
like to have had a little look at that.
This is good. Come on.
At that and what actually happened there. So can Sebastian close back in to Fernando Alonso, get within that second? Keep an eye on Ocon. Ocon is going to have a little look. Vettel's going to be under pressure here, but again, Hulkenberg just couldn't make it stick around the outside, and he's going to put himself under pressure to Norris here. But Vettel up in 7th, Hulkenberg 9th. We'll certainly take that after thinking that we had completely messed up with the engines. And this could be Esteban Ocon making a move here. I'm going to go overtake with Hulkenberg. Try and make this happen. DRS again. And Vettel's going to be able to defend. I think at this stage of the race, Hulkenberg is actually the quicker of the two drivers. But I don't quite know what has happened to Vettel. He seems to have some sort of issue. But I think he's okay. Right. Let's have a little look at the track. We're expecting it to get very, very wet around about lap 25. So I think we want to have a look at strategies. Nico Hulkenberg. Let's go plan B, we're going to edit. I'm going to say we want a soft tyre stint, full aggression. Something like this. Where we then go... What are we looking at on track? We might want to push that forward a little bit. Yeah, about lap 27. Onto the intermediate tyres. Pretty aggressive. Maybe fully aggressive. I mean, and then I'm assuming for the rest of the Grand Prix. There will be another one. Let's have a little gander. Where we can do that. That looks pretty good. That looks good. I think that's fine. So that's strategy B for Hulkenberg. Now Vettel. He is on strategy B. So let's change his strategy A to going fully aggressive there, fully aggressive there. And then around about lap 27 again, Going intermediate. Aggressive. And then halfway through. Going intermediate again. Till the end of the race. So we now have those plans in place for later in the Grand Prix if we need them. So time to zoom it forward a little bit. I think again, overtake with Hulkenberg. Back to neutral. And Ocon has made it through. Well, no, Vettel actually made it back past.
Looks like Aston Martin.
Hulkenberg, all of a sudden, what has happened to Hulkenberg? How has Hulkenberg lost that many positions?
Great overtake.
11.
I don't know what happened there to Hulkenberg. I would have loved to have seen that. What happened to Hulkenberg? Let's
now here
see.
We see Max Verstappen.
So yeah, it was just Max Verstappen also got past him and then lost
They
out.
get past, which moves them up a position.
That's a shame.
The team are devastated. They'll be questioning just what happened out there.
Yeah, I think we can go fully aggressive now.
Do everything you can, mate.
Let's assume that that wet weather is coming. Let's assume it. It could be an absolute mistake, but we will see how it goes. So P7 for Sebastian Vettel now. Hulkenberg under pressure from Danny Rick.
Aston Martin
Side
with
by
a great
side.
play
Let's
there.
pop back to the
They moved
outdoor
up a
camera.
place.
Yeah, Hulkenberg should be able to fend him off. Oh, he's locked up and Hulkenberg in the wall. Oh, what was I saying?
We can take a look now. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin.
What was I saying about Vettel making the mistakes, Hulkenberg
They
not?
won't have been expecting that.
But he locked up, he goes straight into the wall. Is he
That's
out?
going to be a big blow to the team. Will they be able to recover? We'll see.
Oh no, he might be able to continue. He is back out there. So now, well, let's go into the pits. I mean, if I now go Hulkenberg plan B, he's just nowhere near, is he? But we'll try. We'll try. Are they 100%? Yeah, I think we'll have to go standard, but yeah, let's do that. And let's conserve. Oh yeah, we need to also change his front wing. That is happening. Okay, cool. Right, let's go then. I was pretty certain that Hulkenberg would be out there, but he's actually okay. Well, I say okay, but
Looks like there's been a lockup.
Schumacher is locked up. I mean, Hulkenberg's still ahead of those guys. But yeah, if it's not one of our guys, it's the other. Hulkenberg into the pits. It's going to go softs. Going to try and make them last. Until the wet weather. It's, oh, he's gone on to mediums. Have we just not changed tyres? Oh. Oh, what? Oh dear, right. Let's conserve them. Let's try and
Yeah, take it easy.
keep them until the rain. Let's go light. I think conserve might be too slow.
Push a bit more.
Vettel meanwhile still ahead of Ocon, which is good. Going full attack at the moment. Some people are coming into the pit. Sainz, one of the first people into the pit lane. Well, actually slightly getting away from these two. And I'll tell you who's doing a terrific job in this Grand Prix, and that is Zhou Guanyu. He started up in an unfamiliar position, but has managed to really put in a solid stint at the start of this Grand Prix. Now Max Verstappen is chasing us. He is on the medium tyres. Now, you would imagine Verstappen will make it past here. I don't know. Here we go. Let's see. Verstappen has got DRS open. And there he goes. Past us. That's exactly what we expected. But if we can somehow stay ahead of Ocon and stay out of that
Red Bull moved up.
1 second window, we could be guaranteeing ourselves 4 points at the very least today. It all depends on if and when that rain comes, and as I say, we've got a pretty poor weather centre at the moment. That could be very wrong about the heavy rain. We're going to get another update in a minute. So, can Vettel stay with Verstappen? This is what helped us in Singapore. We're staying with Max Verstappen. Right, let's zoom it on. Let's hope he can stay with him. With DRS. And yep, is being pulled along at the moment by Max. And we are 3 seconds now ahead of Esteban Ocon. And here comes DRS again. And Vettel is actually back past Max Verstappen, funnily enough. I'd like to have a look at that.
Like
Let's have a look at this. Sebastian Vettel coming past
take a look at the replay.
the impending world champion Max Verstappen. He went round the outside as well. That was risky. Verstappen squeezed him, but Vettel stays in front for now. Doing a good job. And closing in on Fernando Alonso. And remember, we are absolutely going at it like the clappers right now. Trying to preempt
Red Bull gained a place.
the rain coming, because our pit window is now open. Now we are going to drop out of the window as to which we stick with Max Verstappen. So we need to stick with Fernando Alonso through this section. And that is what we're doing. This is good. Hulkenberg, by the way, on 48% medium tyres. I'm going to try and get them to last all the way to the wet weather. Here goes Sebastian Vettel now with DRS. Oh, isn't making it past Fernando this time. Well, thought about it, but didn't actually go for the overtake there. Oh, went for the little inside route there, though. Very good. Very, very good.
Currently P4.
So that'll up to P4, but Alonso's still there. And Gasly having another sensational race, by the way. He's up to second position as things stand. We now start another lap.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Now, let's go aggressive and balanced with Vettel.
Copy.
And Alonso may well get us, but I think he'll be into the pits sooner rather than later anyway. So there you go, Alonso cruising up to the back of us. It's whether I trust the weather report. Do we trust it?
Struggling with tyres.
Let's have a little look.
Copy.
Are we still predicting that wet weather?
Is it working what we're doing?
We are lap 23. The rain is going to come now. So, if we go plan A, that would get us into it. So let's switch strategy here. And let's pit this lap. And see how he gets on. So I'm just double checking this, that we are definitely going onto that compound. Because I am a little bit worried, but...
Copy that. So use pit limiter,
This might end up being a glitch, because that's saying medium onto nothing. No, there's red wall tyres there. There we go. And there are yellow flags out on track. Schumacher's out.
Yep.
Is that a safety car? No, yellow flag. So, we need to absolutely go for it now. With Vettel, he's come back out behind Fernando Alonso in 10th place. Now, not everybody has pitted yet. Still waiting for the McLarens, so it's pretty good of Vettel to come that far ahead of Ocon. And only just behind Fernando as well, so pretty good. Now, Nico is catching up to Nicholas Latifi. Should be able to pass him fairly soon. So here we go then. Sebastian Vettel. DRS enabled. And is through on Fernando Alonso. Now let's see what we can do in catching Zhou Guan Yu.
Looks like Aston Martin.
Looks
have
like we're
just
already
gained
going to
the
be
race position.
within a second of him. So in this final sector, should be able to make the move. I don't know why I'm bothering trusting the team on the weather conditions, but
So we're happy to let these tyres cool a bit.
Okay, copy.
but I'm doing it. So Norris in the pit lane now. So we should get past him fairly easily. DRS enabled. Might be able to go around the outside here. Yeah, lovely move. Very good. Right, let's keep going then. Let's keep pushing. Up to P7 now. in this Grand Prix. Ricciardo is the next one that's going to come into the pits, probably this lap. So we need to get out of the 1 second window to Zhou Guanyu. And then we'll be able to drop the fuel back down to balanced. But you can see George Russell there, 4.6 ahead. So somebody's spun in Sector 2. And I think it's Lando Norris. So Lando Norris has come out of the pits and he has spun straight away. Let's have a little look at Zhou. He's not going to reach us. So let's zoom it down a bit. And hopefully Vettel will just pull away from Zhou now. Well, Zhou does have good straight line speed. That's kind of the predicament we're in at the minute. Let's deploy ERS and try and get away from him in with that instrument.
We are expecting rain pretty soon.
So yeah, we are apparently expecting rain. Somebody's locked up out there, and that is one of the Ferraris. That is Charles Leclerc. So we are past Charles. And now that is the fastest lap of the race for Sebastian Vettel. That is what we needed to stay ahead of Zhou Guanyu. So 1.5 seconds now. Hulkenberg still in P19. Still looking after these tyres. And hopefully we'll reach...
All okay on fuel, so you can do what you want for speed.
Reach that point. We might as well harvest. We might as well conserve on everything. You know, he's not gonna be within reach unless there's a safety car. So we just need to keep an eye on the leaders really, and Perez is nowhere near at the point where he's gonna lap Nico Hulkenberg just yet. So let's keep going. Have a drink of lemonade. Get ourselves ready. Quench the thirst. And do a rain dance. That's what we're doing right now. That's for sure. So Vettel 2.3 ahead of Zhou Guanyu. Doing a good job. Let's go into harvest and see if we can stay that sort of distance ahead. Yeah, losing a little bit of time, but not too much. Carlos Sainz now is the one behind us.
We are expecting rain pretty soon.
So again, we are expecting rain. There's a 70% chance of rain. Oh, rain started. That's rain. Yes, rain has started. Okay. Right then. Hulkenberg, get him into the pits. I was panicking there. Right. Hulkenberg onto the intermediate tyres. Let's do this thing. Let's get Vettel in. This lap as well.
Box.
Now I feel like Vettel, let's just go standard for now. Let's not make any mistakes
So back off.
on this lap.
Okay.
So the track is starting to get damp out there. And now we're going to push
We can push again.
with Nico Hulkenberg. This should get him a decent amount of way back here. So Hulkenberg in the pits. I think he's going to be the first onto these tyres. So Vettel closing right in on George Russell. Oh no, that's a Haas. That is a Haas. We're now starting to crawl around. So Hulkenberg is in. Can we get past him? Come on.
We're pushing hard now, pushing hard.
This Haas is a right hassle.
Yeah, copy.
But come on. This happened in Monaco, remember? And this cost us.
You can stop, lift and coast.
Yeah, copy.
And there we go, we are past. Well, we were past the Haas. Right, coming into the pits now. Here we go. Sebastian Vettel is in the pit lane. Now, Hülkenberg is out there. And he's going to be catching up to everybody, surely. So Vettel's in. Intermediate tyres on. Go! What are you doing? No! We were held up massively there. We end up behind Alonso. We end up behind Hamilton and Sainz. That is a disaster. Considering we were the geniuses there. Some of them have gone on to wet tyres. They must be assuming that it's going to get much worse. There's Ocon. So I think Vettel's going to get past Ocon fairly easily here. Or he should do. We're going to go on overtake. We're going to try and make sure that Vettel gets past him. But again, we're being held up here. Dirty driving. Get out of the way.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
All right, Hülkenberg past Latifi now. So where can Hülkenberg get to? Let's deploy that ERS. There goes Vettel again.
Looks like Aston Martin
Taking
have just
somebody
gained
out
the
of
race
that.
position.
Copy.
Now Vettel. That's Fernando Alonso. Oh my goodness, we nearly went into the back there. Charles Leclerc. Very, very slow. Come on, Vettel. Come on. What are you doing? Oh, this is so frustrating. This is just like Monaco, where we've nailed the strategy, but the AI are just being stupid. Perez in the pits, Russell in the pits. But if we can't get past here, then none of that's going to matter. Go on. Step on it. Oh, for goodness sake, this is just terrible. Oof, Leclerc nearly took out Alonso there. Now we should be able to take him. Come on. People are leaving the pit lane. And George Russell's there. He's saved Fernando Alonso. Oh, this is unbelievable. So Vettel up to 8th. We're on the intermediate tyres. The track is getting wet. Is it going to get too wet for intermediates? That's the big question. Everybody seems to have gone for the wet tyres except the Mercedes and ourselves. I'm hoping that we are the ones in the right. It's not looking like it though, is it? There goes Alonso past George Russell, is it? Probably better to look at Hülkenberg. What are his intervals looking like? This is pathetic. Are we going to have to come into the pits again with Vettel? It is getting slightly better. But we think it's going to be heavy rain for a bit, so I think we're going to have to come into the pits, aren't we? Let's have a little look at this. Oh, if we'd come back out in 15th. We're going to bring him in.
Box.
Hamilton's in. Russell stays out, so we should at least get him. But yeah, Hamilton's good. Hulkenberg's going to have to come in as well. That's gutting. I thought we'd smashed that.
Box.
Oh. So we're away. Hamilton out of the pits now. Vettel. It's going to be probably 14th. Yeah. So we could have had big points today. We thought we were going to have big points today. But in reality, it's all gone down the Swanee. There goes Hulkenberg into the pits now. Putting on the wet tyres. I think it's time for a bit of zooming. Hulkenberg's going to have to come off deploy. We know that much. We're going to go neutral with him.
Rears are hot.
Okay.
And he's going to have to go balanced on that as well.
Safe fuel, safe fuel.
So Vettel might be able to get Alex Albon here. Let's go into overtake. It's just going to have to be slipstream. No DRS, of course, at this stage of the Grand Prix. I don't... Is this Nicholas Latifi that we're actually chasing here? I don't think it's Albon. Oh no, it is. It is Albon. It is Albon. I was looking at the gap just above. Right, come on. Russell in the pits. He's only just made it to the pits. Right, come on, Vettel. Should be able to make it past the Williams now. And we can zoom it on quite significantly, I think. And yes, Vettel does go down the inside of Alex Albon. We are at the very least up to 12th again. Right, let's zoom it on. Hulkenberg is
Aston
showing
Martin
his
with a
pace
great
as well.
play there. They've moved up a place.
Now, is there any one dodgy up ahead? I don't think so. I think it is going to be a case of hoping for a safety car or something similar to get us back into this. But I suppose we are closing in on Leclerc up ahead. I suppose the McLaren of Ricciardo is somebody that we can catch. So we'll just have to see. Let's pop that down into balance now. See if we can get into that little battle up ahead. So 4.6 the gap. Zhou Guanyu, another, I suppose, dodgy individual in front. We can't believe Max Verstappen is leading this Grand Prix after starting at the back. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Goodness me. 3.9 seconds behind is Vettel. And it's closing up on them, to be fair, so yeah, be back in just a second. Right, we are back and ready to go for the final 27 laps of this Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel doing a good job. He is closing up to 3.3 behind Charles Leclerc now. Let's just have a little look at tyres, actually. Tyres are getting a little warm, apparently, on Vettel's side. There are some yellow flags out on the circuit in Sector 2. What has happened?
Is that a lockup?
There's Kevin Magnussen. So Magnussen isn't too far ahead of us. Let's just drop that down to aggressive. Otherwise, we won't quite make it to the end of the race. But still should be able to close in on Charlie Leclerc. And then it's all going to be about trying to make our way back up the field. and back into the points, which I think would be an awesome achievement considering. But imagine, had we went for those wet tyres straight away, I just didn't even consider it. I thought there would be enough intermediate running, but it might all come good in the end, because we are now within a second of Charles Leclerc on lap 31 of this Grand Prix of 56. Leclerc very much struggling to get past Daniel Ricciardo. So I think we now do a little bit of harvesting.
We just need to charge up.
Okay.
Because we are right behind Charles now. Now with Nico Hülkenberg, let's get him up harvested as well, in case there was to be a safety car or a change in weather conditions. Let's make sure he's on full battery. And what is good for Vettel is he's managed to save a bit of fuel in the last few laps, and I mean he's getting very, very close in those corners. Half a second now the gap. Vettel just doing better than Charles here. I think if we can get past Ricciardo, we can then make a push at Joe and Hamilton. Might be a bit of a ask to get up to Kevin Magnussen, but you never know. I think patience is going to be the key with Vettel here. Let's get that battery charged up, and we can have a proper go at him. So Hülkenberg charging up his ERS as he's going. Still doing a great job. Daniel Ricciardo definitely a lot slower than us two. Vettel should be virtually up to it. Oh, there's been another lock-up. Oh no, that's Mick Schumacher. I thought that was going to be Kevin Magnussen again. Wasn't to be. Because of that traffic, Vettel did lose a little bit of time.
Okay, energy's good.
Pop it back down to neutral. So, as I say, patience is going to be a virtue with Sebastian Vettel. So we'll let it get to 100. I assume it'll get to 100 after this heavy braking zone coming up. Apparently not. When does it come back to you? It's going to be the start of next lap. Meanwhile, the track is getting a little bit drier. So some people might be thinking of intermediates. Let's just have a little look. Don't think it's going to be worth it yet. But I do think it will go to intermediates at some point in the next 23 laps of this Grand Prix. So Vettel should now be back to a full tank. There we go, perfect. Right, now on to neutral. Which means he shouldn't lose anything. But should coast right up to the back of Charles Leclerc. So I'll zoom it forward until it's within half a second. And then we're going to go overtake. Because I think he's going to be... Yeah, here we go. Let's see how close we can get. Perhaps not gonna challenge him here. But maybe next lap, if we stick everything on attack, we could get him. And there you go, the rain has come back down again. So, back to wet conditions. Now we're going to go attack, we're going to go push, we're going to go overtake. And Vettel may well have another chance here. Down towards turn 1. So, ARS deploying. And we'll keep it on overtake for the first sector and see if he fancies having a go anywhere. It's just got so much more confidence than the two in front. It's crazy how much time we're losing. Zhou Guanyu in 9th place, just being held behind this little battle. And I would imagine Alex Albon's going to catch up soon. So, give yourself a good exit here, Seb. Just not managing it at the moment. Staying pretty close. Oh, and Leclerc's gone wide. Leclerc
Yellow flag 50.
has gone
yellow
wide.
50.
Well, well, well.
Sounds like we've had a spin.
He's had a spin, actually. That's what's happened to him. So, and is that Ricciardo's locked up? Well, well, well. Can you believe that? Both of our competitors
A lock-up.
have messed up. And now
That's it.
we can go
Lifting
back
close
to what
line.
we're doing
Copy.
and start closing in on Zhou Guanyu. 9.6. Should be easily ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, you would imagine. We're not quite as close to Guan Yu as I thought we might be. 1.3, I suppose we've made up 0.3 on the last lap. Now, do we start attacking? Because we anticipate the weather may well change very soon. Now, it could cause Vettel to lock up. But I think to try and get the maximum out of today, I think that's what we need to do. Hulkenberg, meanwhile, still attacking on those wet tyres. If he can follow Verstappen through lapping the field, that would be nice. He's not that far behind Lando Norris, but we'll see. Vettel now within 7.5 of Zhou Guanyu. Kevin Magnussen not too far ahead of him. So this is good from Seb. Let's go back to balance on the fuel. Hulkenberg, meanwhile, we are going to push his fuel. Burn off a bit of that excess oil. Just have a little look at this. Yeah, it's gonna get worse again according to our weather forecasts. So we don't need to panic and come in and put intermediate tyres on. Certainly wouldn't appear that way anyway. So 6 seconds behind Zhou Guanyu now. Yeah. This is where intermediates may start to get quicker, but it's certainly not worth that risk. And certainly not worth the pit stop at this point. Particularly for Vettel. So Vettel 5.5 now. behind Joe. 14 laps to go. Mick Schumacher again in the way. I don't know what Mick Schumacher is doing today, but he is a long way at the back. 4 minutes. I guess he's had a couple of crashes, hasn't he? So I suppose his pace is just absolutely shot. 3.5 now behind Zhou Guanyu. Getting towards the last 10 laps of this race. Let's have a quick look at tyres. I think they should all be fine to get to the end of the Grand Prix. 2.3 behind. Yeah, what could have been if we'd called that pit stop, called that compound. But we were never going to do that, to be fair. Never went straight to wets. And the heavens have opened once again, so this is going to be...
They've locked up and gone straight on!
This is going to be the chance. And Hulkenberg, meanwhile, has caught Lando Norris. I really wasn't expecting that.
Good job, keep pushing. Use overtake.
Yeah, copy that.
Now, Vettel just behind Zhou Guanyu. Going to start pushing the fuel. We will go overtake again. When we get close. As I say, the heavens have definitely opened. Yeah, Hulkenberg not too far behind the little train behind Albon. But it's a long way after that. So we're going to slip it into overtake on this back straight. Can Vettel make the move? He's having a little look. Again, just doesn't quite have the pace there. Gonna just go neutral for now. Zoom it forward. Will happen. At some point, it's Magnussen that's the cork in the bottle here. .3 millimeters of rain out there. I mean, I'm surprised the FIA haven't called it off yet. They don't seem to trust their wet weather tyres, do they? Yeah, overtake. Let's see as he heads up towards turn 1. Huge lockup from Vettel. Don't go into the wall.
Let's take a closer look. Let's have a look here. This
Yeah,
was the Aston Martin.
That was
They've
big,
gone
but at
wide.
least we didn't
They
go
won't be
into the
happy
back
about that.
of Zhou Guanyu, and we do have quite a bit of fuel. Oh, quite a bit of a gap to Ricciardo
Big
behind.
lock up there.
Yeah, let's to be safe reduce that to
Back off.
Copy.
aggressive. And we'll see if Hulkenberg can make it past Lando Norris. Has he locked it up? Okay, he has. What
Let's
what
see
has
what
happened to
happened
Vettel?
So this was the Aston
What is
Martin.
going on?
It's a lock-up, and that could be costly.
It's another big lockup, but again, he's got a
The
decent
team
gap.
are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly.
Well, maybe we just need to
Yellow exit of 6.
Focus.
Yellow exit of 6.
Okay, copy.
on finishing in 10th.
Some lift and coast will help that.
Copy.
So 2 massive lockups for Vettel. Yeah, Hulkenberg stuck behind Norris. But I suppose the conditions are getting pretty severe out there now. Vettel again. May well coast up behind Zhou, but I'm too fearful now to really go for it. with him. I think we'll just take our point and run, really. 7.88 mils of water. And it is just going to get worse all the way to the end of the Grand Prix. I mean, bonkers, isn't it? Absolutely bonkers. So, let's have a look. Yeah, Vettel definitely dropping off the back of Joe now, but I think that's what we need to do. He's had 2 huge lockups. I'm not really sure what caused them, but it is what it is. And, well, I think we'll be pretty much zooming through to the finish here, unless Hulkenberg can do something. Let's deploy, see if that helps him in his battle. And perhaps could we tell him to drive in clear air? Would that help? Don't think that's going to help. I suppose he has got a nasty chassis, at the moment. So maybe that's what's causing it. He's not able to get through, but down in 18th. How's Vettel doing? P10. Still 4.2 behind Zhou Guanyu. There's no real value in us pushing him any harder than he needs to be. Hulkenberg's still stuck behind Norris. It's just not going to happen for him, I don't think. Well, what a shame. It's getting a little bit overheated apparently, but again, doesn't matter. Vettel's going to be very far ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. We've got 2 laps left of this race. And it could have been a real dramatic finish, but I don't think it's going to be. Because Hulkenberg is just trapped in this run of cars that goes all the way up to Albon. Let's go overtake. No. He's not managing it. But Max Verstappen has just started the final lap of this Grand Prix. Well, is Vettel going to get overtaken here? I'm not sure. It's close. There is Max Verstappen. You would imagine he probably will overtake us. Dry weather predicted, so the track is going to dry up right at the end of the Grand Prix. So the rain has stopped. You can see there is just still a huge amount of water. Had this race been another 5 laps or so, it might have made it really interesting at the end. But, yeah, Hulkenberg's now dropping off the back of that group. Just doesn't look like he's going to make the move required. Now is Vettel going to be lapped? Is he going to be lapped, or can he stay on the lead lap and guarantee himself 10th place? Well, no, there goes Max Verstappen. So Sebastian Vettel is going to come round. He's going to finish in 10th place. Very, very decent drive from Sebastian, particularly to recover. Obviously made some great overtakes towards the end there. And, you know, these guys are trying to sort this all out. Is Hulkenberg going to be able to go for it? I don't know. Certainly doesn't look capable of it. Mick Schumacher's in the way of this battle. That's what's going on. Can Hulkenberg make a final lap overtake? He is going to have a little look at Norris here. Oh no, Mick Schumacher. Oh, Mick got in the way.
This is good.
Well, there you go. He comes across the line in 18th place, which, considering I thought he was going to be out of the Grand Prix after that crash, you know, at least he got to the finish. And I had a little bit of a battle as well with Norris, Ocon, Albon. Remember, Vettel came out just behind Albon, so, you know, that shows what a race Sebastian Vettel had in the end. But I think Max Verstappen is going to be world champion because Leclerc is out of the points. Sainz is P4, but I think that we will have a new world champion. I don't know if David Croft is going to be wise enough to commentate that on this game. But yeah, Zhou has followed Magnussen all the way to the end. It's a shame those two lockups spooked me out of having a go at those two. I think we could have had them, but there you go. They finished 7th, 8th and 9th. And Sebastian Vettel gets the single point in 10th. That is a very useful point. And we would have snapped everybody's hand off for that not so long ago. So let's see the race review.
Sure knows how to show Formula One fans a good time. Great work. Aston Martin having an extremely good day at the track.
They do say success breeds success, and I'm sure the team will be hoping that holds true.
After the race, they sit in 7th place in the constructor standings.
We're nearing the end of the season, and it's time for some serious heat. Stay with us as Formula One moves to Mexico City.
Here you go then. Max Verstappen wins the United States Grand Prix. Perez finishes 2nd. Gasly finishes 3rd for a 2nd consecutive podium. Sainz finishes 4th ahead of Bottas, Hamilton, Alonso, Magnussen, Zhou Guanyu and Sebastian Vettel. Let's have a look at the drivers' standings then. Yes, Verstappen is 107 points ahead of Charles Leclerc, meaning I believe he can't be caught, and that is going to be his World Championship victory number 2. Sainz there in 3rd, 2 points behind his teammate Charles Leclerc. Perez a distant 4th. Lewis Hamilton and George Russell in 5th and 6th. And Pierre Gasly now takes over Fernando Alonso as best of the rest on 100 points. Alonso there in 8th on 99. Vettel now moves on to 31 and is still in 11th. Hulkenberg gets ousted by Magnussen for P12. In the Constructors, Red Bull on, what's that, 86 points ahead of Ferrari. Mercedes in 3rd, a comfortable 3rd. Alpine 4th. AlphaTauri in 5th. And Alfa Romeo, good haul of points today, securing 6th, you would say, for them. And we are 7th, another point into the kitty. Very, very good. So, Sebastian Vettel gets a decent amount of experience. What about Hulkenberg? No. Hopefully, Drugovich will get his next point, and that is the hope. £3.8 million coming in from the sponsors, meaning overall we've got £2.4 million going into the kitty at the end of that Grand Prix. And there it is then, manufacturing complete of the chassis. And, well, yeah, I mean, what a crazy race that was. We will apply Drugovich's point. It's weird how he hasn't gone up to 70 just yet. But yeah, Max Verstappen is world champion. Does it say anything about that just yet? Doesn't seem to. ATR period ending soon. Interesting. Post-race overview. Does it actually say? Yeah, it doesn't actually say. But there are only 3 races to go, so it's impossible for anybody else to win. But yeah, no little message in there about the World Championship. But that is where we're going to leave it for today. If you have enjoyed that, then give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.